welcome back to my channel, Mental Health with Melissa. I'm Melissa. If you're new here, I post new videos every single Wednesday and Sunday, and subscribing to my channel helps me get more mental health information out to our communities of color and tons of free LCSW test prep. Head to the description box below if you would like to purchase my social work study with Melissa LCSW test prep program. It has tons of private videos along with a mock test and a study schedule and a study guide. And there's more information in the bio if that's something that you're interested in. Today I want to go over 3 different areas of work for social workers. Well, actually this work can be for many professions, but as it pertains to social workers, I want to go over that because I do get a lot of questions about what sorts of organizations are best to work in, what are the organizations that you can work in as social workers. And there are 3 main ones, and I'm going to really explore them today with you. So if that's something that you're interested in, then please keep watching. So the first thing I want to do is just read some basic definitions, and then I'm going to go over some examples of each specific one. So our society and economy are divided into 3 sectors. So the private sector, which we can think of as businesses that are really for profit, the public sector, which are and can be government organizations or public academic institutions, and the non-profit sector. So these are charitable organizations in which they receive funding and grants from others to keep their business running. So the United States is probably the world leader in all 3. And so I want to go ahead now and get into each of these. So this is going to be kind of a short video, but I will give examples for each. So private for-profit, as mentioned, is kind of a more business sector. So an example of working in a private or for-profit sort of organization is a for-profit hospice. So if you are a hospice social worker that works for, there aren't really that many nonprofit hospice agencies. Most of them are for-profit. There's a owner or a CEO of the hospice. So the patients are usually billed through Medicare most of the time, although there may be other insurances that cover it. And that Medicare money goes to the owner, and then obviously the owner is able to distribute that Medicare money to run the business. So to pay for the employees, to pay for any of the medical supplies that are needed, and basically to obviously have profit off of that business as well. As horrible as that sounds, but that's just the reality of it. I've worked in hospice for a few years in my past. And then another example is private practice. So if you work for a private practice, a group practice, or even have your own private practice as a sole provider, then that money that clients are paying you, or even if you're billing insurance, is still going directly to you. And you obviously use that money to expense things that run your business, such as marketing, among other things. And that's also how you get paid for your services and your salary. So those are examples of private and for-profit organizations, if that's something that you're interested in doing. Next are public organizations. So an example of a public organization is a state university like UCLA, for example, or the government agency, whether that be the VA or whether that be the Department of Defense. So this is a very popular, by default, a very popular sort of organization, public, to work for, because many social workers are drowning in debt. And there is the PSLF, which is the Public Service Loan Forgiveness. PSLF, I always forget what the F Yeah, so the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. So if you work in a institution that's considered public, again, like if you are a social worker at a state university providing social work services to the students at the university, or again, if you work for a governmental agency, then you qualify for the PSLF. So definitely look into that if that's something that you're interested in doing, but that's kind of like what that looks like. And then lastly, a nonprofit. So nonprofits also fall under that category of PSLF. So these are popular, but with many nonprofit agencies, they're notoriously known to underpay social workers just because there is not a lot of money coming in, because again, they are funded by grants and by kind of third parties, because the services that they provide to their clients and their family, like if they're providing services to low income families or individuals, then they have to be able to still supplement the rest of that um, to to um, to provide those services. So an example of that is a family services agency that is providing low income counseling services or resources to low income families. And so that's an example of, possibly a social worker working with families and communities that are close by that nonprofit agency. So I'm interested to know what sort of organization out of the three that you work for. Leave a comment in the comment section below, because I really want to start interacting more with those that watch my videos. I really am interested to hear more about what it is that you do, and if you like it or if you don't, or if you have questions, definitely leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, managing mental health matters.